Chain Gang All-Stars by Nana Kwame Adjei-Brenyah. Now, I thought this book was seriously great. It is a kind of light dystopia novel. It is first and foremost a commentary and critique on the American prison system. In this world, America has introduced Chain Gang All-Stars, which is a program wherein prisoners can opt into gladiator death battle style combat with other prisoners to try and earn their freedom. I went into it expecting an action story with a cool setting and a cool premise. But this critique and commentary on the American prison system is not just a premise, it is the theme, it is the meat of the book. If there is one word I could use to describe this book, it is thorough. This book explores primarily black exploitation through a variety of different means. I mean, there's the obvious one, the Chain Gang All-Stars, in which our predominantly black cast of characters is forced to kill each other in order to gain their freedom in the American prison system. But there are also a lot of other ways in which this idea is explored. We're often exposed to quote-unquote regular prisons and what regular exploitation looks like there. We're also shown means of black exploitation such as the entertainment industry and the sports industry. This book does a really great job of exploring that really peculiar dichotomy wherein, at the same time as being in the margins of society and being othered, you still drive that same culture that others you. In America, you can be the enemy, you can be vilified, you can be hated, yet also be the primary driver of culture that people want to emulate and adopt. There's also some other fun stuff in there, like critiques on pseudo-progressivism and the idea of like suburban stagnation. The book is able to accomplish all this by really utilizing its multiple POVs. Not only do we follow multiple members of this chain, which our main characters are on, but some other chains, as well as some people in other prisons, some people protesting this whole idea, as well as some of the suburban people who just enjoy watching this programming. And really, all of these different POVs that we're exposed to converge on the central theme. Beyond just its really good themings and commentaries, the writing is really excellent. There were quite a few lines that I ended up underlining that I just thought were really well written. The world building is also really excellent. Not only is it rich, but it's really informative. There's often these asides that kind of explain context of the world. When the book is discussing some program that they're undergoing, it'll say, well, this fictional man in 20 whatever did this, and that's how this started. But then another aspect that they're discussing, the aside will say, oh, that was George Bush. And in that way, it actually lends itself to a lot of really deep analysis, which I really enjoyed. I highly recommend this book. I definitely think there's a little bit of something in it for everyone. If you're in it just for the action and the gladiator combat, you'll have a good time. But I think it's for those people who are really interested in those ideas and themes I mentioned earlier that are going to get a lot out of reading this story. I give Chain Gang All-Stars a 4 out of 5 stars.